Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Warren Central football special episode. We had track last time, and now we have my man Ezequiel Sanchez. Most people call him Zeke. Like I mentioned, part of the special teams unit for Warren Central and committed to Defiance College. I'll be getting into that later on. How you doing?
Man, it's a privilege being here. Honeybunch is the man, and I'm trying to just be great like him.
Oh, I appreciate that. So the crazy thing is, I wasn't even planning on doing a spicy food or anything. I was planning on doing Popeye's biscuit. But you were like, you know what? I'm Mexican. Let me get something spicy. So you honestly inspired this.
Yeah, I want to have Honeybunch try something different. First, he tried the little blazing wing. So we're trying to keep it, with the same routine and go with something spicy again. So.
All right. So does that mean you handle hot food normally well?
Yeah. So usually every time my mom always throughout the week, Monday through Friday, she usually cooks a good home meal. So she's always cooking something spicy.
Mm-hmm. So. And you were already pretty, I guess, skeptic, whatever it is. Not sure about the spiciness of these. So prediction now on a scale of 1 to 10, how hot do you think these are gonna be?
It might be good. It could have a little kick to it, but usually, yesterday or 2 days ago, I had some ghost pepper chips, and it was
just for fun.
Just for fun.
You're crazy.
And it was pretty cool. Your tongue hits you for a cool second, but we always eat spicy food all the time, so it hit normally, man.
So let's go ahead and get this first bite in just to try it. I guess this is a lot. So compared to the spicy wings, you don't have to finish it. I don't think I'm gonna be finishing it. Let me try this.
First bite. Cheers, man.
Shoot.
Cheers.
Ooh. I feel the hot first on, and the specific flavor is molten chili chicken, so I can kind of taste the chicken. His only mistake is have no water, no milk, so it's hot. That's what I can say.
It'll get hot in here. You might start sweating.
Oh man, yeah. So you're chilling right now.
I'm cool.
Oh my gosh, you're about to embarrass me with this. You're just blowing me out the water.
Nah, not really.
But
it'll take a cool time.
But the first thing I was wondering, because I've been thinking about it a lot, especially planning this episode in your interview. I know we've known each other since like freshman year, but do you remember like how specifically it was? Because I don't know if it's because you knew my brother or not, or do you remember?
So I think so I had a friend Alvez, and my friend Alvez knew your brother like that, and we'd always meet in the morning. It was me, Alvez, and your brother, and always talk in the morning. And then all of a sudden I was like, I knew who you were because I was like, hey, that's. When I first saw you, I saw you on the announcements,
Yeah.
I knew you from there and TV, and I was like, hey, that's Christian. And then I figured out, oh, you guys are brothers, and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I started doing that and knew you guys, and that's how we became cool, man.
Okay, yeah, because I know we basically all have been cool. It's kind of one of those things where, like, how did that happen? But, really try to think back into you just appreciate what it is right now. But on the day of recording for announcements, got picked as the Set a Good Example winner for February, but you were one of the ones for September.
Yeah.
And you've had your picture in the comments for so long.
Forever. I don't know if it'll come down.
Apparently they're supposed to, but I'm not even sure. You never know. But what all do you do around the Warrior Nation other than maybe just football?
So with football, I'm just besides football, I just want to become somebody great, I like building relationships with teachers and stuff like that, get them to know them. And just, just having friends, helping out friends. Besides here coming to Warren, I was back in my old middle school. I'd go back as a translator. I'd translate with for like teachers and stuff like that, one-on-one with their parents, helping the Hispanic heritage Hispanics that, can't speak English, but I'd go back and help them out, try to learn. Because, from my background, my parents are Mexican, so they didn't really understand English coming here. But now they're getting to know it better from us, speaking it at home. And, I'm trying to have the same opportunity have the opportunity for other kids, learn something else besides Spanish. So, it's helping them a lot, and I've seen them grow. So it's been pretty cool.
I think that's really cool. Like, how long is there like one specific group that you've been working with for like a long time?
I've seen them grow. because I've seen them go from. I know some kids that were in kindergarten, now they're like in 3rd grade.
Oh wow.
So I've seen them, done that, and they did it. I mean, I've seen kids that my age were, in our grade. So like when I graduated middle school, we had a graduation, and it was good seeing kids that come from a different country and helping them with English, and they graduate with us, man. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds great, and yeah, I really didn't know that. That's really great. Might even get a article written about you sometime with that if you keep it up. That'd be great.
I'll try, man. I'll try.
But so with the set a good example, how did the the recognition for it feel? They had you in announcements, right?
Yeah, they did.
I think I remember that. I'm not sure. It was a long time ago. But, how did the recognition feel for you?
Hey, it felt pretty good. It felt sweet. Like you said, I think you guys won the Super Bowl or won something. You guys won something today. That's what you guys said in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
So it felt great. I mean, I honestly didn't expect it until I got called down. So that day, it was a Friday, I think. I got called down to the office. Through my mind, I'm like, I've never got called to the front office. It's scary, man. So it was a scary feeling for me. I didn't know what to say or do. So I left the class, went down there, and turns out I set a good example. I mean, she showed me the paper, let them know what you do, and
that's what's up.
And then I came down the next morning. Got Mr. Shepler, Mrs. Brown right there, and they gave my little medallion.
Yeah, okay.
Rocked it the whole day. showed up to football practice. Oh
shoot, it's hitting me. So I got a little pepper flake. It's uppercut me, but let me try again. It's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Again, it could be because I didn't mix it well, but noodles are noodles. Yeah. But so with football, you're on the team now. I know this is a common thing, especially for kickers. Were you primarily a soccer player before, and then you transitioned, or were you always just football?
So back in the day, from my dad was always a soccer player. My dad, he played in Mexico, he played here, and it just transitioned in the family. Having from, it's a majority sport that's played down there in Mexico. They brought it down here. There's many leagues here, and I was a goalkeeper. From there, I was a goalkeeper. I ended up in that league that we played in. I ended up getting best goalkeeper 2 seasons in a row, indoor and outdoor. I got scored on less goals out of all the goalkeepers.
Young go.
Four goals. I only got scored 4 goals and throughout the whole season.
Dang.
So it was pretty good, and it was amazing. It was a feeling. I have the Golden Glove at home. So.
Dang. Okay, so then, what made you transition over football?
I've always liked football. Football was always. I used to play football back when I was a little kid. With my friends and stuff like that, play outside and stuff. So I would always like, man, football's fun. Thanksgiving night, Thanksgiving days, you always watch the little football games.
Yeah.
And always bring fun. And that just someday I just like, man, I could maybe do this, And, I've learned from my coaches now. I mean, I've also learned from Joe Jackson. Joe Jackson was somebody that, like, I have respect for. He's a guy that, put in the work, and he showed what the work was. So I learned from him a lot. Coach Woman helped a lot, with technique and stuff like that. I'm still learning to this day. And, as a kid, you grew up watching all the little Adam Vinatieri, all the GOATs, man.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, I got to meet his son one day.
Oh,
we played him in a Carmel game.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, so I got to meet him after the game.
Oh, he did. Yeah, I forgot he did play in the state.
Yeah, so I got to meet him, play against him, and
Okay. Yep. So was this your first I was trying to go back on max preps and everything. Was this your first full year on varsity, or this year did you still do both?
So I've been doing both since probably sophomore year. So sophomore year I was just JV. Junior year, it was both. I did play. I was on, and then senior year as well. I mean, you got to get filmed somehow. So
yeah.
And I mean, it's always competing. When you have somebody in front of you, you always got to compete and just try to make each other better. And that's what made me better. Joe got better. So it was pretty good, pretty much fun. It was a lot of fun.
And let me try again. It's really not too bad. It's not as I
bad,
expected.
man.
I need to like just eat the pepper straight up if I want to try something else. Oof. It's coming through my nose. All right. So, so the transition, I can tell JV and varsity is probably very different. One, the attention for varsity is a lot bigger. How has the step up been? I know you said you've been working with both for a long time, but I guess what's the most different for you?
Oh, game speed. Game speed is a lot quicker.
I believe that.
First time I went in for holder for Joe Jackson. When Daniel Tippett, he was usually the holder, but he was out that week. Came in and second week of the season against North Central, and we came in and I had to catch the ball, hold the ball for Joe. And if you look at it, time has to be quick. I mean, Coach Woolman, he always wants that. Every snap has to be perfect. Good hold, good kick, and you could tell the game speed was a lot faster. When you're in there, you're nervous sometimes, but you got to get those nerves out and go in there. And with JV, I mean, JV is a lot chiller. I mean, it's fast, but it's not fast.
Yeah.
So but it made us better. JV's a time where, it's games that are supposed to make you better. You want to have more. So, you get better through those games, and you just want to see yourself improve. So whatever you couldn't do on the varsity field, go show it out on the JV field and, go crazy, do what you can do, and, it'll show it, like, it'll make your name out there. So, coaches will start seeing you, start looking at you and like, oh, if, this guy gets injured, we can put a different guy in, so.
Yeah, because I know the next man up mentality is something big. I mean, in any sport.
Oh, yeah.
But one of the things that I did want to mention, the team, especially this year, Warren Central was known for running a lot of fakes and everything. So just in case you were holding, I don't know if they would have kept you out there for it, but in case they needed like a holder throw pass, how much did you have to train for that and anything?
So, I mean, we usually stuck to Daniel Tippett with that. Mean, if you look at it in the BD film, Daniel Tippett did throw a fake. It was a fake where, he was acting like he was holding the ball. He was going to hold the ball. Joe Jackson ready to kick the ball. And remember, the week before, Joe kicked a 52-yarder. It was from that area. So it was believable for BD because, like, oh, he kicked a 52-yarder. So, I mean, he might go again. So we did that, and then it was a fake. Michael ran the route and threw it right to Michael. And, he caught it and gave us some yards, gave us the first down. And, I mean, it's stuff like that, you got to work on those. Because, game speed is going to be a lot quicker once it's distracting. You got to boom, 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 because they could come at you anytime and just hit you.
Yeah, and that's one of the big things about football. Kind of got to be on your toes, and especially with varsity, a lot of things going on. But it paid off. How has the recruiting process been for you overall?
It was pretty cool. You got to make your little mixtape, your little highlight tape and stuff like that, and just, get your name out there somehow. I had a few colleges talking to me, and, that was pretty cool. As you can see, my recruiting coach came to visit me today, and he was just, telling me about Defiance, how everything was. And, I mean, big shout-out to the Defiance community up in Ohio, and they made me fall in love with the school. At the same time, you got to look at, for us, in our future, my goal was always to, make my parents proud, So with the good school that's going to provide a good education and also give me the opportunity to play, it helped out pretty well. So I fell in love with the school. I turned down a lot of good schools to go, continue at the next level. I had a few other schools that wanted me for football too, and then other schools that just wanted for education, which is pretty cool. I had a lot of scholarship money from various schools, and it just felt good.
That's great. Yeah. And then what position are you going to play at Defiance? Are you going to be just main kicking or even punting, or kind of – are you doing everything there?
Nah, so with this, I'm being recruited as a kicker. If you look at on my book bag, I have a little stamp from when I went on my visit. It says kicker and punter. but I most likely they have a really good punter. Became friends with him. His name's Matthew, and he's really good. But I'll stick to the kicking. I'll stay to kickoffs and field goals, man. And that's the goal. Yep.
That's what's so hard. I'll get it.
Gotta breathe. Gotta breathe.
Ooh. And also, you did mention every time I take a bite, I don't know if there's a open sore in my throat. It just uppercuts it. Okay. You mentioned. Wait, you almost done?
Nah, not really, man. I still got a lot, man.
Oh, look. So you mentioned education was also an important part of your decision process. What are you going to be majoring in while you're at Defiance?
So the goal is to, at Defiance, maintain a 3.0 GPA to come back my 5th year and get my master's.
Ooh, okay.
So they're giving me the opportunity to get my master's in business administration.
Okay.
Which has always been the goal, to get my MBA. And, that's the goal, to get that. And we're going to try our best to just stay strong and make everyone proud,
Yeah, that's great. Good luck on that, everything, your career, obviously. I'll be doing my best to keep an eye on you. Hopefully see you on ESPN, getting some good clips, everything.
I'll try. I gotta try somehow.
Absolutely, and that will do it for this portion. But I do got to know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hot do you think these noodles ended up being?
Nah, this a cool little 4, 5. Maybe 4? It's not all that, man.
Is it something you would just eat then?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's something you just probably, say in college in the dorm room.
Oh man, see, I don't play with spice like that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
ouch.
It burns, man.
But thank you, Zeke. Like I mentioned,
Sure,
good luck.
man.
Good luck to your career and everything going on. Hopefully, good things. But that would do it.
Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined by another special guest of the Warren Central Special Teams Unit. What's the last word be like? Special, or what do you think?
I don't know, honestly.
Because I already did extravaganza.
I think special probably.
Special team special?
Yeah.
He rolls off the tongue. All right.
Yeah,
all
right.
right.
Special team special.
I'm joined by my special guest, Mr. Joseph Thaddeus Jackson. You got to add that in. One of my favorite people of all time, kicker for Warren Central, and he does it well also. He's also headed to Purdue, which we will talk about that after. But overall, how do you handle hot food?
Terribly. It's gotten better, definitely, but should I?
I think
okay. It's gotten better, definitely, but the most I can handle is little bits of sriracha, on a sandwich or on
sriracha.
egg. That's it. That's to be honest, that's all I've tried. But
no.
it's pretty bad.
Joe might die today. This might be bad.
I'll be fine. I'll make it.
So before you get the try-in, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hot do you think it's gonna be?
I think it'll probably be around. For me, I think it'll probably be around an 8.
8?
But I think it's just because how much I don't eat spicy food. It's just gonna
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'll have you get your first bite. I'll take my bite with you. I got my same one as before.
All right.
I want to see your reaction.
This is scary. All right. Might as well do
mine
the
just tastes
biggest bite first.
Oh no.
And get it over with quickly while I'm not in pain.
That's so much. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Ooh. That's steaming hot. I can't even eat that yet.
It's fresh. You got the pepper flakes in there.
Mm-hmm.
Once it's temperature hot and flavor hot, it's bad. We'll give it some time to cool down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how do you think it is though?
It's hitting me pretty bad right now, but I'm gonna try and
Oh man, he's
keep a still
dumbing it
face.
right now. He's taking it like a champ.
Honestly, it doesn't taste bad.
It's just you can taste the hot. That's the thing. It's not it doesn't get worse. Once you do swallow though, I don't know if you have an open sore on your throat. No. Oh, every time I swallowed during Zeke's interview, every time it was so bad. So I'll go ahead and hop into the first question. What have you done for the Black Lives Matter movement?
I know what you're saying. Beyond some reposts, and I did go to one march in the summer, but beyond that, nothing. I don't think I might have donated, but honestly, I'm not. I don't think I did that.
Well, looks like this is gonna be cut short. No, I'm just kidding. So, this is something actually very special for it. I gotta pull up the right way. Is this something that you recognize?
Yeah.
We're gonna do a live Genius Lyrics reaction type thing. So,
Genius Lyrics, that's got to be you, man. Because
I mean,
you were the one. Wait, no, it was you and Clay wrote the song, right?
Clay wrote everything, and then I just recorded. We'll both break it down. We'll see how you feel. Maybe try to bring back some reactions of it. 2 minute and 9 song. If you don't know, you can find it on SoundCloud.com/ChrisKick198. It's called Carthage Sweatshirt. Joe Jackson diss track. We'll talk about the sweatshirt later on too, because that's a huge story. So
that's lore at this point.
Is this loud enough? Nope.
You suck.
Oh no, I need everything.
Might take my Joe.
So see first the Minecraft beat. Aiden made that beat. My man, love that.
You might be in trouble now putting this, because this goes on Spotify, right?
Oh yeah.
Apparently, UMG might get on you.
I mean, I'm not making money yet, so I wouldn't trip about it. But overall, what do you think about the beat choice? Minecraft kind of keeps it calm.
Classic. It's I would call it tasteful, classy.
Ooh, okay.
And overall just like a great choice, because everybody knows it. Almost everybody knows it. And even if you haven't played Minecraft, you at least like recognize it a little bit.
Okay. And even like once the beat drops, it's chill. But let's go ahead and get straight into it. I realized looking back on it, I use the word suck a lot in this song. Like, Joe, you suck. I think I said that. I need to get like a counter for that. But very important part. So let's see where we're at.
This time,
you can hear
Joe, you suck. So I have to do this to you. He's now so sorry to DN. Joe, you suck at Minecraft. Always getting lost in mine traps.
I still do.
You do?
I still get lost in mine traps. Like, it's just, I just go too hard. 3-hour mining sessions, man, come out a lot of profit, but I always get lost.
I don't blame you, because I'm about to be 18 sometime soon. I'm still afraid of Enderman.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
You just gotta build up. Just get like 3 blocks high. Like when I'm in the end and I need to farm ender pearls, just get on one of the obsidian towers, and then make just a little roof like 3 blocks high.
Yeah.
And just slash them.
I had
Once
to
you
do
do
that
that,
a
you
lot.
take advantage of the game. You're not scared anymore.
It's just like when I'm trying to chill and I'm looking up and they're like right there and they're testing me. They know it's something in the code, and fighting the Ender Dragon, that was so scary for me.
It's just you get the random one just hits you. It's like, what is going on?
Because I told one other person about this. When I was fighting the Ender Dragon, I was so horrible at hitting the towers. I was getting the Enderman aggravated at me. So I got out of my world. I went into a new one just to practice, and I was.
Wait, was it hardcore or something?
It was medium.
You just didn't want to lose your stuff.
I had like mending on so much. I did die once, and like it was so hard because I didn't have feather falling. I ended up getting blast protection because I was like, I think that's gonna work. I didn't realize they just hit you. It's not really explosions. So my armor didn't work. I think something broke. And I watched so many like speedrun videos that they make hidden inside the tower so easily, like when they still have the cages. That's not. It doesn't
it's
work.
not easy.
How do they do it?
I don't know if it's like, because I only play Bedrock on my Xbox, and I don't know if the bars work differently in Bedrock compared to Java.
Yeah, it could be that.
Because like I can't shoot. Because how they do it is they shoot in between the little space. I can't do that.
I even like flew like when I was testing out. I flew right in. Nothing worked. So it might just be a Java thing.
Maybe.
That was scary. Enderman. When I killed it, I was so happy. Let's get back into it. There's so much to unpack.
He built a raft. I saw him die, then I laughed. I was losing every diamonds. Oh, it's fun, you should be climbing. Listen to my rhymes. It'll leave you crying. We be putting while you mining. Our structures look so good.
What did you think when it first came out?
I was just the first thing I heard was like, I know Clay wrote that. There is no way that Clay didn't write that, because he's like, he doesn't like how he talks is he always says the ing. He never really says like just in afterwards. And so like every single one of the rhymes is like it has to be ing to make it sound right. Because that's like oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It looks like you're handling it well. Are you almost done?
Mm-mm. The first couple bites were like horrendous because it was so hot, and then the spice hits you immediately.
Then you just get used to it being hot.
Now my mouth is numb, so
okay, you're good. All right, we're still recording.
I'll be honest. I was like 15, 30 seconds. I was just crying, like my eyes were just watering because.
Oh jeez. All right,
I need to eat this
Straight
bachelor
out of the
for you.
freaking hood. I'd help you if I could, but I don't know if I should. Give me started with siege.
Also, the yawns.
that is art. There is like nobody yawns in their songs. Like just having that in there, that is new. That is art, man.
Because when I was doing it, I was just so tired of like, I think the first time it was on accident, and then when I was making the ad-libs, the multiple layers, hearing me yawn made me yawn again. So there's so many yawns in it. It's so bad. Oh my gosh.
The best one is like when you're yawning and still saying the words.
It might be there. I don't know. I think I have made a lot of music at this point. Mm-hmm. Some like generally serious, some joke ones like this. But this is still up there for like fun to make and everything. Oh my gosh. And even the ad-libs, just doing that was so fun. This was back when I think kind of like with my freestyles where I played it out loud and then recorded it with my voice.
Yeah.
So it sounds bad. Like, you guys grilled me for the all the way up one.
Oh, yeah. You censored yourself? Why? All right, listen. Why even write, I'm all the way up and I don't give a, if you're not, if you know you're not going to say the word, it's not even, you're just like, it doesn't even, it's like an implied rhyme. It's not, you don't even actually write, it's implied.
It worked though.
Okay, that's a stretch.
Oh my gosh, because that was 8th grade. Oh my gosh, that song's gonna live with me forever. Oh, I'm crying already. All right, we're only 36 seconds into this. We gotta.
Dude.
Don't know how to be siege. Team leader.
Oh yeah, Siege. Are you also bad at Siege?
No, I for a while I was decent. I probably suck now because it's been like 2 years, but actually, yeah, I'm pretty bad at Siege, if I'm being honest. Like, I played it for fun, but I will say my peak of my Siege career, I clutched a 1v4. Ooh. I even have a video of it on my phone because I did the record option for Xbox, and so I captured that whole thing, and I downloaded it onto my phone. I sent it to, like, all my friends. I was like, dude, watch this, dude. I got clutch 1v4.
Okay, but now you're dog water.
Yeah, now I only play Battlefield and like Rocket League, and that's it.
Oh, I haven't played Rocket League in so long. I'm so bad at that too, so it doesn't matter. I just drive. You remember? Just drive. All right, what's next?
You need to be MPs. Black cops over Hill Breach. What kind of name is Joe? I used to call you my bro. So you can't even handle our flow.
Oh gosh, I remember what's coming up.
Whoa. Sorry. You did color guard in middle school.
Oh no, I forgot about that part. Oh, that's like slander. That's not even slander because it happened. That's just like.
I keep forgetting it happened.
Oh my gosh, that was just like so down bad. It's not even like it was like 2 weeks and I realized my mistake. I was like, I went through the whole season and even considered doing it again. Like, I did not realize how down bad I was. That is horrendous.
What was the breaking point? You're like, I'm not doing this. Was it because they had said you did color guard so much?
Yeah, because I got made fun of so much. Even the first little while when I was like getting made fun of, I was like, oh, whatever. I'm still good at it. And I wasn't. Like, I just thought I was. And so I was like, whatever, I'm still good at it. They're just jealous that I can do these things. But it's not even special. Because I'm sure if I tried it right now, I bet I could still do half decent.
Oh, you could? What,
probably.
I can't remember the terminology. Did you ever do like a 7?
I think the highest I got was 6.
Oh,
But that was just me like chucking it up there as hard as I could with my little like 7th grade muscles.
Oh, see, you got to get like Eli. I think he might be goated now. I don't know.
Might be.
So that might be one of the greatest lines ever. I love it so much.
That is, oh man, that was that burns more than the ramen, man.
Okay.
It's hard, but it's not. You got us playing our cards. Ooh, Joe, you suck.
Ooh.
You suck. Always losing all your diamonds. Always falling to
They wrote in a chorus form, which was also really good.
Who is they? Who else did
I think Joseph had some.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, they said look like Hans. I remember that too.
Yeah, I do remember that. There it is.
Also, your flying sucks. If you do good, it's all luck. You follow the leader like a baby duck. Just wait until you run out of luck.
Says I just want to say now, follow the leader like a baby duck. Clay's in ROTC right now. All he does is follow orders.
Oh,
he
geez.
cannot. That doesn't apply anymore.
I'll send this straight to Master Sergeant. I don't know what he'll do to you.
Oh no!
Make you run laps in the pool. I don't
Just
know.
blast on some headphones. You're gonna listen to this. You're gonna learn your mistake. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll listen.
All right, we got. I don't know what else is in here because I feel like there's some good
What are you
parts.
even doing? You run out of rice. I guess being
That's another thing because
That's
they wrote
the-
in the lines about girls. I felt so bad.
That was. Oh, you did feel bad. Honestly, I haven't seen Emily in like 4 years.
I think I still have her on Instagram, but that's it. I mean,
I unfollowed it. I just didn't care.
that's the thing. You just gotta unfollow. I'm getting to
Yeah.
the point where I gotta unfollow some people. But I also see a lot of just weed on my things. I'm like, oh my god.
I'm not gonna name drop right now because it's recording.
I don't edit these, Joe. That's not getting cut out.
Okay. Well, I don't. If I don't name, I won't mention it. I won't mention it.
You just see a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of irrelevant things.
Okay.
People acting like I should care, but
Yeah. All right. But yeah, it's just with the girl line. I felt so bad doing it, but it is funny because they brought everybody into it.
yeah, that's like no holding back.
It's like reading it. I was really thinking about taking it out,
Mm-hmm.
but I was like, why not just free ball it? We got 20 seconds left now. There might be just me yawning. This might be the rest of the song.
Always losing all your diamonds. Quest on you should be climbing.
3 choruses in there. I need to get Clay on here for the writing credits.
Always hating because we shining. Joe, your boys like other boys.
I remember
I
that.
forgot about that too.
Clay couldn't say gay, so he said boys like other boys.
I kind of want to bring that back though. It was so funny. Your boys like other boys.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's so surprising. That he must have said it so often that his dad was just like, stop saying that. Stop saying that. I'm tired of hearing it.
He did say it.
And so he's just like, all right, I'll make something else up. As if that was going to solve the problem.
And then I think he tried girls like other girls, but it just didn't work.
It didn't. Yeah, that didn't work.
Oh my god. All right, we're so
On
Close.
Battlefield deploys, what do you think?
Ugh.
Did you enjoy?
Did you enjoy?
I did. It was the first time I heard it. It's lovely.
I also did say one take. I think it took like 5 takes, but all right. Oh, that is a masterpiece. Make sure you check out everything else on SoundCloud, Chris Kick, or SoundCloud.com/ChrisKick198. That was like a good 10 minutes. And I still have questions for you. All right, so what is the backstory behind the Carthage Sweatshirt? It just popped up and it stuck.
Well, it's kind of embarrassing. The origins of it are not. Dude, I'm so tired of it. Part of me wants to finish it, but like honestly, each bite, I feel like I want to throw up just because it doesn't taste good anymore.
Yeah, you can throw it away.
It's just like, I'll get one more bite and I'll throw up. Or yeah, and I'll throw up. But whatever, I'll toss it. All right. But so my uncle is a librarian at this college in Wisconsin called Carthage University. I'm pretty sure it's Lutheran. But it's a Lutheran college up in Wisconsin. And like I have so much gear from them. Like I have football sweatshirts. I have two of the Carthage crew necks, the famous ones. I have 2 of those, and then a couple shirts and stuff. And it's just like, I guess it was because the Carthage crew necks were the only things I could wear at school.
Oh yeah,
I wore that a lot. And I was like, and I didn't feel like wearing anything else, so I just literally wore it every day. Like I realize now how dirty that is. Like I'm so glad that it took me so long to hit puberty, because if I was like now wearing sweatshirts like that every day, especially in the summer too, I would have been so musty every day, literally just a stink bomb walking around the hallways. So that's, and then just because I wore it every day, they start recognizing it.
Well, the rest is history now. I mean, it's Joe Jackson lore. That's the thing.
It is. Exactly.
Because even in U.S. history, we had shoeless Joe Jackson. That were, I feel bad because like thinking about it now, you were the.
That's really what happened. Honestly, though, it was like, now I don't care, just because like it's whatever. It's not like they were actually trying to be mean. Yeah, but like back then, I was like, I just kind of accepted it. Like I would even like 2 words. They were just like, "Shut up, Joe."
I remember.
Well, I guess that's just what I have to do now.
The thing, like right before we even said anything, shut up. Oh my god.
Just even if they notice me going like, shut them down.
Oh, that was the greatest thing. Oh my gosh.
That's funny now, because every once in a while, like Otto, like if he knows I'm gonna say something that he just won't like, just immediately shut up. I don't want to hear it.
What if your kids say it to you? It's like, shut up.
No way. That is not gonna happen.
You're beating them if they do.
I won't say just straight up beating them, but I'm gonna give him like the dad stare that makes him like feel like. No, not even like looking down at him, just like straight face, like no emotion. Just,
oh dang, that might
just
be
like make him wonder what they did wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I also do remember I was trying to look for a Carthage sweatshirt online.
Mm-hmm.
It was also like 8th grade or something.
Mm-hmm.
Impossible.
It's because it's just a small little school in Wisconsin. I don't know if you would be able to find it.
I might. Well, you know the thing on TikTok where they're like, "Oh, email colleges asking for merch."
Mm-hmm.
I might even go to Carthage Shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Where the IU, they might be like, "Huh?" But
you just say it's. I'm pretty sure there's a Carthage, Indiana.
Because I think that might be what popped up.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, and then like turn into Carthage, all that.
Oh
stuff.
yeah, the Carthage. that is good. That's hard, man.
There's so much stuff just from like 7th, 8th. And even like freshman year that just happened, and I think about it often.
We were just bored. That's as simple as that. We were just bored.
Because then like I remember the guys that like went on about Trolls, like 6 months.
Oh my god, that was the worst movie I ever watched.
You don't like it?
I hate it. It's terrible.
I'll be honest. Trolls is a good movie. I like it.
I think what really ruined it for me was like. Just the one line where he was like, "Singing killed my grandma." Like, what kind of logic is that, man? Like, that's just the most. Like, if they didn't like go into that little backstory scene after it, that would have just made no sense. Like, there's no reason that should ever come up. That singing killed your grandma. Okay, as if.
Have you seen Trolls World Tour?
No,
You're just done.
No,
okay.
I watched the first Trolls. And that's it.
I need to see it, man.
I think it's that and the Smurfs left like such a bad taste in my mouth.
Oh, that movie with like Neil Patrick Harris or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That one kind of stung. I'll be honest. Yeah. We were talking about at lunch, like the logic, like how do they multiply? A lot of gross stuff you can think about behind it because Smurfette hounded.
Well, I don't even know because like
I forgot.
She got created by what's like
Go.
It's like Gilgamar.
Gilgamar, something like that.
It's something like that. I want to say Gilgamesh, but that sounds like somebody else. Anyways, but I heard that he made Smurfette to like lure in the Smurfs.
Yeah. And then Gargamel,
that's it. Yeah.
So I could believe it, but then like, cause they got more people coming, whatever. We gotta. Okay, soccer. Mm-hmm. So you were playing soccer before football.
Mm-hmm.
What made you switch over to? Cause that was sophomore year. That was your first year. Cause you won state your first year.
No, that was my first year on varsity. I went from I was on the freshman football team. Oh, okay. I did soccer and football. Like I would do, but I was like more soccer. Like I would go to soccer practice basically Monday through Friday, and then I'd show up at football on Friday and then play Saturday.
Okay.
That was freshman year. But then sophomore year is when I did all kicking.
So then what made you get interested, or what made you start in freshman year then?
Well, what made me get interested was like, so like my dad suggested at first, like it was the day of freshman orientation, and my dad was like, you should go talk to the football coach and say that you want to kick. And so I was like, all right, sure, whatever. Because like at that point it was just the kind of thing where it was like, oh, that seems like it would be fun, so I might as well try it. So like I talked to Coach West during freshman orientation, and he just said to like talk to Coach Jester. I think he was the freshman football coach at the time. I don't know who it is right now, but he said to just talk to Coach Jester about kicking, and that's what I did. And then, yeah, it honestly was pretty bad at first. Like it was.
How much do you think you've improved since you started?
Since I started, like, I think freshman year, my farthest kick that I could do was 37 yards, and that was off like a 2-inch block. Mm-hmm. And so like 2-inch block, it like takes it up off the ground 2 inches, and that just makes it so much easier to hit it farther because you can get under the ball. But like even then, it was only like a 37-yard field goal. I couldn't do touchbacks at all on kickoffs, and I hadn't even thought about punting, just because like it was. I guess I just never really cared to do it. But now I almost doubled that range. Like now my the farthest I've ever hit is 61 yards. So that's like just past the halfway line. I was so happy when I did that because I could finally kick from the other half of the field.
And teams were scared of you this year. I mean, the team wasn't the best, but I mean, with a kicker like you, they were. My voice is getting raspy from. Oh my gosh! But they were definitely. You were a threat, I'd say.
Yeah, it was. That was something our coaches liked, was like that if it was fourth down, I could at least give our defense enough space that they could feel comfortable with being out there, you know, even if it was like a 3-and-out or something, they had to go back out.
And what was the learning curve like for you, transition? Because I guess my thing that I imagine is, you know how to kick a soccer ball, different shape of the ball, different ways that you kick it. You can kick with any part of your foot for soccer, and you can learn it, but if you try to kick a football, especially for a field goal, probably off the side of your foot, might not be as good. So how do you transition and switch?
Well, since I've been playing, I played soccer for I think I started playing soccer when I was in like kindergarten or something, and then I took a couple years off. I did some other sports like for a couple years, and I came back to soccer, but I still had that I still moved and I still kicked like a soccer player. So when I first started kicking, it was I had to break the habit of like. One thing that soccer players do is they kind of like come in on the ball, like they'll like kind of, I guess, just move like in a curve at the ball, and with
kicking, I kind of see that,
yeah, you have to go straight on. It's like railroad tracks is something my coach said all the time. It's just railroad tracks straight at the ball, you know. And so that was something I had to break, and it was also just like with kicking, you gotta be just locked in, you know. It's like a golf swing.
Game. Yeah, golf swing.
Yeah, it's like, and I always hated when people said it like that just because I heard it so much. And I also just don't like golf, so I didn't like when it was compared like that. But I guess like it really is. It's kind of like,
oh shoot, let me double check. You can go and keep giving your answer.
But like I guess it was oh okay, but it was almost like, have you seen that one Mark Rober video where he like has the machine kick the football?
I don't think so.
Well, like he basically just has like a bunch of springs and stuff, and he has a metal leg kick the football, and it's like that's exactly what it's like. Is like you just keep the motion the same every time because the shot doesn't change. The uprights go all the way up to the heavens. You know, that's something a lot of kickers say is like the uprights go all the way up to the heavens, so you don't have to worry about power. So you like there's no goalie in the way. You can just hit it straight on and hit it as far as you want. You know.
Because I know, now. Probably back in the day. Back in the days, probably when we were born. But there were people that just kicked, and I know there still are people that just kicked and didn't come from soccer, and are probably good at it. But I think probably the background in soccer helps a lot because you still have a background in kicking. You know more about the physics of it rather than just kick ball that way.
Right.
And I know next year JC is planning on being a kicker for the team. I think she's actually been practicing with them. I've heard. But also for punting, so when did they get you punting and everything?
I did a little bit last year because it was Randy punted last year, Randy Wells.
That, yeah.
And he did that last year, and I kind of I guess just seeing him do that, a little bit of like the pride aspect came in where I was like, I can do that too. So I started practicing more seriously last year, but this year was when I started to like get actually good enough that they could put me in. But I had to be because I was the only person who was able to punt like how they wanted me to punt, you know. They had Tippett for the last couple games, but that's because they want to do the little rugby punts.
Yeah.
You know, off to the side.
Those did work out a lot.
Yeah, he's good at what they want for those. But yeah, it was this year when I started to get like more consistent and like actually something I could be proud of and like something I could like say, like put on my highlight film. I was like, this is good, you know.
And then you won a state championship in your first season. I guess your first season on varsity, like you said. One, I can't exactly remember the game. How much did you contribute in overall? How much did it, or how did it feel?
During the regular season, it was really like it was probably one of the best situations that I had for being a second string kicker, because like we would put 60 up on a team and I could go out and I could
was
kick.
that an undefeated year or no?
It was undefeated.
It
Was.
Okay.
I think the closest we got to being beaten was Center Grove. It was semi-state against Center Grove. It was like I think it was 21 to what was it? It was within a touchdown. Like it was like I think that was more exciting than winning the state game was watching the defense shut down Carson Steele. When it was 4th and 1 or 4th and goal on the 1 yard line and watching
sophomore too, so
yeah.
he dog now. I mean,
yeah. There's a lot of drama. He should be going to like for his size and his skill. He should be going SEC.
Yeah, I don't want to hate on Ball State, but like I mean, for a talent like his, Ball State football, I feel like he, like you said, SEC. He is maybe more in store, but maybe even transfer. I know that might be a thing that he's doing. But just overall, being on a team with David Bell, what was that like? Because he's definitely a generational talent at Warren Central. We haven't seen too much of what he will be. He's definitely been pretty good at Purdue, which you are going, of course. But what was it like playing with him?
He was just like so good that in the beginning of the year you were just like stunned at some of the things he did. Like some of the catches that he made and some of the runs that he made. Like there was obviously like a lot of celebrations because, you know, it's high school football. Whenever you score a touchdown, it's always like mayhem on the sidelines, you know. But like there were so many times when you were just stunned at what he did, and he did it so consistently that like by the end of the year, you almost got used to how good he was. You know, it was like if he was basically if you thought about the game like the next day and you were like, oh, David didn't get that many touchdowns. That's really surprising, you know. Oh, wow. He was so good so consistently that you just got used to it, you know.
I think that's great. And then I mentioned before this game or this year there were some games with a lot of pressure moments. How do you manage the stress of a situation? Because you got the crowd and everything, and I hear Pat McAfee talk about it a lot. You have to shut it out and everything. But how did you manage personally?
I guess I would try and like psych myself out during practice. Like I tried to make it seem like as big of a deal during practice as I could, just so when I actually got to the game situation and it was a big deal, it wouldn't be as bad. So like a lot of things I did to train during practice was I would start where I wanted to kick from. I'd sprint to the sideline, do burpees, or I'd sprint to like whatever farther sideline it was, do burpees or push-ups or just like get my heart rate up, and then sprint back. And basically, you didn't even have to be like nervous during practice. You just had to get your heart rate up, because that like, I guess just activating your body, and that way it gets you a little bit jumpy, you know. So even just getting my heart rate up, it kind of simulated what it was like for game situation, and that it works with almost anything. Like my coach was, or he still is a police officer, and he said like a lot of the training that they did, like the firearms training that they would do workouts before, and the guys who would normally shoot really well would miss shots just because when you got your heart rate up and you were tired, you got a little bit careless, you got a little bit lazy, you know, and you would just miss everything. So it was just being able, or I guess just getting tired like that was really. It really helps your mental strength, because you got to keep everything down to a T. Like you build up muscle memory for in my case years, and when you get tired, you kind of lose that. But you have to just like stay strong enough to where you can still do it perfectly, you know.
It seems like you like really have a good grasp of the science behind it, and like just to seem like more professional with it. Which brings me to the question: is this something that you're gonna pursue in the future? I mean, I don't have any questions around swimming, unfortunately. But you know, football, is that something you're gonna keep going? Maybe even swimming, maybe a return to soccer. What do you think sports wise?
I definitely want to keep kicking just because there have been times in the off season where I think like, whatever, I like kicking, it's fun. But like once I actually get back to it, it's just being able to hit the A ball, which is like your perfect ball. Just hitting the A ball is like it's one of the most satisfying things you can do, especially for punt, because it just not only does the A ball like feel good on your foot, it looks good in the air too. So it's almost like it's like instant gratification, you know. And it's just and when you can do it over and over again, it's just constantly just like, oh, I feel really good, and then you hit another one, oh, I feel even better, and it's just like it kind of stacks, and you just I like it so much just because of how satisfying it is. Like there are so many things that that are just you have to wait to be satisfied by them, like working out, like if you're on a weight loss journey or if you just want to get bigger or something like that. It takes a little while before you really start to see results. But with kicking, once you get good at it and you can repeat
notice.
it, yeah, it's just like instant gratification every time you touch the ball, you know. And so that's what I really like about it so much. And I just, yeah. And also part of it was since I'm walking on to Purdue, I didn't get any offers past D3.
You're walking on there?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't get any offers past D3, so I guess I could just kind of miss the competition because sophomore year, one of my favorite things about that year, even though we won state, was just chasing Jason. Jason was the kicker ahead of me, and that was like I was so close when I was a sophomore. He was a senior. I was so close. Like he only had a little bit farther field goal than me, a little bit farther kickoff. Like he was so close, and my favorite thing about that year was just seeing him just barely in front of me in skill and just keeping on trying. And like I wasn't very good at weights as a sophomore just because I was like small and weird, you know. But just I guess it gave me so much drive and motivation that I had something physical to chase. And I kind of missed that. So I chose Purdue because of the engineering program, but I guess the thought of having somebody in front of me, and in Purdue's case, it's probably going to be like 5 or 6 guys in front of me.
I mean, that makes it even better because it's like, you know, you said you were the second string, but having one guy is different because you're like, oh, I'm right there. But starting possibly at the bottom or like pretty close to the bottom is like a tier system, and you're like, oh, this level is kind of, I don't know what to compare it to, but, you know, it definitely is like might even be something that you enjoy very much, trying to keep working to get better, possibly even getting a good spot there. So I'm excited to see what you have going on in the future. And you said why you chose Purdue for the engineering. What are you going to major in?
I'm going to do electrical or mechanical. So right now I'm just doing the first year engineering just because like that's all you really can do as a freshman. So but I was going to decide either to do mechanical or electrical engineering.
And then career path wise, what are your, I guess, career wise in general, what are you hoping that is?
I think, I know what I want to do, but I think I want to be on a racing team. Like I want to be an engineer for a racing team.
I do know, you're into racing and everything.
Yeah, and I guess I love sports so much. Like one of my favorite things about swimming was just being better. Like just being better like than other people or being better than myself than I was like a week ago or a month ago or something. I guess just constantly like getting the little things right and just getting that much better each day. That's what I really liked. And it's the same kind of thing with racing where each lap you might take a corner differently or might break at a different point and just make little changes and you can just shave time off a lap, you know. And that's what I really liked about racing. Like one of the games I play now is F1 2020 and I have the little wheel. I have the wheel and the pedals and stuff.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. It was only like for being a setup, it's on the cheaper end. Like it's still pretty expensive because it's $200 for the setup I have. But like that's not as much as some people. Like I know guys who have the rig and who have the rig and the wheel and the pedals and the
have like the whole
the H pattern shifter and stuff. And I don't have all that, but I mean I still can do pretty well. Like I'm top of the leaderboard on the short circuits I think I'm top of the leaderboard for the Circuit of the Americas. It's a track in Texas, and so there's like a short circuit variation.
So the game
of it.
has like real.
Yeah, the game has the game has tracks to do it. So I'm first on that for the modern cars and for the classic cars. So like I guess just one thing that I really like is just being better than people. So like being able to say that I'm on the top of the leaderboard, it makes me feel really good.
And then if somebody passes you, are you gonna like be like, I gotta.
Oh, I get so mad. It's
wow.
Yeah, it's like I really take it personally. But I think that's honestly, I think that's what made me like. That's what drove me so much in football and swimming is that there were people who were better than me, and I took it personally as like, who are they to think that they can be better than me? So anytime that it got hard, I always thought about they did the hard thing because that's why they're better than me. It's because they did that hard thing. They did that hard thing multiple times, So if I ever hit a wall in like training or something, it's always just I have to be better than the person that's ahead of me.
And so you mentioned you're good at the racing games and especially the real simulator. Are you a good driver in real life?
I like to think so. It's I think because I don't drive the same as I race. Because if I did that, there'd be all over the seats, just like
Yeah.
But I like to think I drive smooth. It's hopefully. Hopefully. Every once in a while, I'll like check over to the side just to make sure they're not like moving their head around or anything.
And also, I've been wondering this for like years. So I don't know if you've played at the actual like NASCAR games. No, because I want to know if they're fun or not. Because I played Cars for the GameCube from like 2004 or whatever, and I love that game. But like, so much is different now. So I don't know.
I guess it probably,
especially their career mode. Like they have that too, and I'm like,
yeah. I guess for me, I'm not super into NASCAR. I like IndyCar a lot, but the only really like oval tracks that I like for IndyCar is the 500. But I just don't really like NASCAR just because there's a lot of tuning of the car to make it faster than other guys, and that's really cool. But it's just drafting. It's
I can believe it. Yeah. Because I know, like, once you actually get into the racing, I feel like that's something I could get into later on in my life. Because, like, baseball is something that I'm actually into now. And a few years ago, I would have been like, baseball is boring. But I've been watching it. I've been trying to play MLB The Show, except I don't have a new console. But I think even racing is just, once you get past the borderline of what it seems, then it's probably something you can really enjoy. And, like, I didn't realize, all I see is racing is turning. The same way I know, like, sometimes they have the interesting tracks, but I think that's cool. Like, the deeper you get into it, the more you know.
I think that, honestly, I really think the history of sports is what makes them so interesting. Like, just seeing, if you just look on Wikipedia and you just see, the Cubs won in 2016, it's like, oh, cool. They won the series in 2016, but then... Yeah, exactly. It's a history. It's like it's been over 100 years since they've won the series, and that's what makes it so special. That's why you see all the W flags, even though they're not the best right now, or they're not very good really right now. But you still see people flying the W flags, and you still see people who are Cub supporters just because that was such a big thing.
It's once in a lifetime thing. Same thing with the 3-1 lead for the Warriors. I mean, like I am a LeBron guy, but anybody can recognize, like, one, nobody's ever done it. I don't know how close somebody's gotten to it, but if you see history, then you have to recognize it. Some people hate, especially with Twitter. Oh my gosh. Just seeing history, you gotta respect it.
Yeah. Like it's you can't fully understand a sport and you can't fully appreciate it without knowing the history about it. Like there are so many things in the NFL, like Tom Brady being just I didn't want to accept that he was the best ever.
But like once you look at it, I was saying like, Peyton Manning, just because the rivalry, but like you got to look at it like
he really won. He won 6 Super Bowls in the AFC and then went to the NFC and won another Super Bowl.
And the Buccaneers, I think they're not the newest, but they're one of the newest teams, and they hadn't won a playoff. I don't know if it was won a playoff game, but they hadn't won a Super Bowl in their existence.
Yeah,
doing it in his first year.
There's just no way that you can there's no way that you can say a sport is just not so cool or not really interesting without fully understanding like the stakes behind it.
And even with soccer, that's another thing that gets hard for people to get into, especially you have low scoring games and it seems like it's back and forth. But once you find people that you enjoy watching or specific people. Even with wrestling, you know, I've actually started watching that in like the past 3 months or whatever because I only knew a little bit, but like seeing, you know, you realize it's fake and everything, but you find out like, oh, there's stories behind it. There's more than just people in half naked people wrestling, but then you get into like, oh wow, and it's, I don't know. There's like you mentioned, there's just a lot behind the surface, and that's what it takes for people to get into.
Yeah.
Next thing, okay. Do you have a roommate for Purdue yet? That's my last thing. You
Shout
do?
out. He lives in San Diego. There is
San Diego.
Yeah, I have no idea if he'll see that, but Amal Shaw, that's gonna be my roommate for next year.
I saw your post on the Purdue thing. What's up? My name's Joe. Whatever I can't remember.
I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there might have been something else, but this is already a long thing. It's 3:10.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Didn't we start at like 2:30?
I think so. Shoot.
Jeez, and then Zeke's is already 20 minutes. Y'all got another 1 hour plus. So I know we threw them away a while ago, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how hot do you think the noodles ended up being? Because you said
I'd
8
say
before.
about like 5 or 6. It was enough to make my mouth feel numb and like make me tear up a little bit, but it wasn't. Honestly, I thought I was just gonna be like sitting here just like this with my hands in my face or my face in my hands or something like that. But it wasn't that bad. I could still hold the conversation easily. So
Yeah, because even with the blazing wings, like I thought it was gonna be like to where I couldn't talk, but it was actually turned out being really good. But not really good, you know, not as bad as I thought it would be. But even Zeke said it was gonna be a 5, or it ended up being a 5 for him. So I guess overall, I can't remember what it was called. I got another one at home for the thumbnail and all that. But yeah, that will do it. Thank you, Joe, for joining me. We had a conversation about everything. We had like Minecraft, we had racing, we had I might need to do get you on another time about swimming.
Oh yeah,
that'll be another big thing. I want to keep it going to IU. See what I can do. Hopefully, I can make it happen. But yeah, I say it a lot. One of my favorite interviews so far with Joe. I think it helps, especially knowing you. Remember In the Loop last year?
Yeah.
And that never came out. I don't know why.
Oh really?
Yeah, I just got the file for it. I rigged it off the computers, but you know, I can try to maybe put it on after this, whatever. But you know, Joe's been helping me out, especially with TV even before. So I appreciate you for that.
Yeah. Honestly, we could probably do something if you still keep it going at IU. We could have a show where it's like Purdue versus IU, just like comparing the campuses or something.
So many people are at Purdue, and so many people are at IU. Because you guys got top 3 for Warren.
Yeah, they're all going. It's all but one person in my physics class is going to Purdue. Granted, it's 6 people, but that's still 5 out of the 6 going to Purdue.
Also, how was the AP physics exam? Because I think that's what you're talking about.
It was terrible. I hated it, and it's stupid, and I hate it. I think I did well enough. I think I got a 3 or something like that, but it was just I got used to getting everything right, like in high school. I guess when I got everything right and I got an A, I got used to that. You know, It's like, oh, it's not so hard to get an A. I just got to put a little bit of effort in. But like even when I tried my best and I studied and I did all of that and I still got like 50% on tests. And like that's supposed to be a good thing. It's still messed with me so much, and I hate doing the physics exams just because they're always like, yeah, I might get an A by the end of it, but I still got like 20 out of the 40 questions right.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, I don't care if I end with an A in class, because I mean, but I want the credit so bad, especially with calculus coming up. I don't think I'm worried. It's just some of the things just review. AP Lit. Oh my gosh.
Do you struggle with that?
It's just I don't know how I'm gonna do with the essays. And did you do the practice test?
Yeah, I did.
When you were writing the essay, did it click you off like every 30 seconds?
It did. Yeah, that was stupid.
Because I was gonna like do all 3, but I was like, nope, I'm doing thesis and I'm quitting. And if that happens for the real thing, I don't know what they expect from me. I can't write 3 essays.
Yeah.
If they clicking off, because every time I have a train of thought and start typing, I'm off it.
Yeah.
We're talking about everything. We got to wrap it up. We got to go home. It's so much longer than I thought it would be. Thank you, Joe, for joining me in this.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you so much. Like I mentioned, one of my favorite people. I didn't even know I'll keep this conversation going on for so long. That was going to be like 20 minutes something.
No way.
Yeah, this has been another episode of Munch with Honeybunch, the special team special. Bang bang.